Welcome back to mini tutorials for Adobe InDesign. This is video 7 of 20 in this series. Just a reminder, this is a beginner series, so we're going to be looking at some very basic things. There is a companion book for this series. It's available at Amazon.com. Okay, we're back into InDesign, and the first thing we're going to talk about today are some of the shortcuts. When you're working with multi-page layouts, positioning becomes a lot more important. It's a big time saver to be able to get around your document quite easily. So the first two shortcuts that I'd like to show you are zooming in and zooming out. There are some notes on this just up on the screen so you can kind of see, follow along as we go. But to zoom in is Control plus on a PC or Command plus on a Mac. To zoom out is Control minus on a PC or Command minus on a Mac. So I'm holding my Command key down, hit the plus sign a couple of times. Sometimes the capture sign shows that as an equals rather than plus. Depends on how the capture software is working, but it's Command plus is the shortcut. So I can do that, or if I want to zoom out, I can hit Control minus or Command minus. I'm on a Mac, I'm going to hold my Command key down and hit the minus sign a few times. The plus and the minus signs are usually found at the top right of your keyboard. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is positioning with the hand tool. Okay, your mouse icon is normally placed at the black arrow, which is your selection tool, but if you hold down the space bar like that, that changes that tool over to the hand tool, and what that does is that lets you move things around in a very organic kind of way. So if you need to get around your document quite easily, go between pages, the hand tool is very good for that. And then when you let off the space bar, it's going to return back to your selection tool or whatever the tool was you were working with. So again, positioning with the hand tool, hold the space bar down, and then that lets you move things around like that. Now, if I've been zoomed in on a document, so I'm just going to zoom in a little bit right here, I may want to get back to 100% fairly quickly. And the easiest way to do that is actually to put the mouse over the zoom icon and double click. And that'll immediately take your document back to 100%. That also works if you're zoomed way out. So if I'm zoomed out considerably and I want to get back to my document, double click. It's going to center on whatever the center of that document was. So I'm going to have to come up here a little bit to get back to the notes. But that's there. The next shortcut I want to talk about is selecting text. You need to be on the T tool to select text. So I'm going to go from my select tool down to the T tool, click on that once, and then I can click anywhere within a text box and begin selecting text like that. If I want to select all of the text that's in this text box, I can click once in there and then hit Control A or Command A on a Mac, and it's going to select all that text. This is a little bit different in InDesign than some other programs. For example, in Word, it might select your entire document. But in InDesign, it's going to select text that's threaded together. So this is not going to select text that's in a different text box. If you do need to select everything, what I would suggest is going to the Story Editor tool. I'm not going to show that in this video, but that's a good way to select all of the text if you need to do that. Next shortcut that I want to show are the tool options. Many of the tools, not all of them, but many of the tools have options which are connected to the tool icon with a double click. So for example, if I select my Polygon tool like that, I can draw a polygon here. Let's give it a color so you can see that a little bit better. If I want to change the options on that polygon, I can double click on the Polygon tool, and that's going to bring up this little dialog right here, my polygon settings. So that lets me do things like change the number of edges, change what the star inset looks like. I could take that down to, let's see, maybe 5%, like that, and then say OK. And then it's going to modify those options. So again, if a tool on the toolbar has options connected to it, select the tool. So I'm on my Polygon tool right now. Then double click on the tool, and that will give you a shortcut to the options that are available. Some tools have additional options besides what's available from this way, but it's a very quick way to get to some of the main tool options. The next shortcut that I want to show you is saving and resetting workspaces. Under Window at the very top, there's an option here called Workspace. And this has some presets. You can also set up your own workspace, and it has a reset button. Every so often when you're working, you may lose a panel, a toolbar may go away. It's really nice to be able to just do a reset when that happens. So you can go here again, Window, Workspace, and then right here is the reset button. So I can reset that, and what that's going to do is bring the panels and the toolbars and everything right back to where it was the last time that was saved. You can also save your own workspace. So if you have a particular set of panels that you like to work with a lot, you can set those panels up, come up here to Workspace, and then go to New Workspace and save that to your own workspace. New workspaces can also be reset. So if you need to come back and reset things, get a toolbar back, that's a very quick way to get everything back to zero. Alright, the next shortcut that I want to show you is the Quick Apply. And that's this little lightning bolt icon that's up at the top right here. Command Return or Control Return on a Mac can get you into that. I'm going to open this up, and you can see when this is open that it has a list of character styles that I've created, any paragraph styles that I have, and also other kinds of styles that have been saved. The nice thing about this is I can take this information from right here and apply it to text almost instantly. So if I want to say, here's my quick apply, right here, I'm going to highlight that text first, hit my lightning bolt icon, and then I can change that to a different style, just like that, and then let off of it, and you can see that style applied. I'm just going to undo that. So again, the lightning bolt icon, this is quick access to your styles. The last shortcut in InDesign that I want to cover in this video is the Advanced Options Flyout. The Advanced Options Flyout is talking about panels. So if I'm going to open up the swatches panel here. We'll look at this one very briefly. So let me kind of bring this up. We'll take a quick look at this. When we're talking about the Advanced Options Flyout, we're talking about the options in this upper right corner. It's this little gray bar right here, has some lines and kind of a down arrow. When you click on that flyout, that brings up advanced options. So for example, if I want to load swatches from another document, that's something I can do here. A lot of really good stuff is in the advanced options flyout. So for example, loading character styles from other documents, getting master pages from other documents, making additional masters if you need to do that. Most of the panels do have advanced options, and anytime you see that little icon in the top right corner here, that's telling you there's some advanced stuff there, and you may want to take a minute and look through that and get familiar with the things that are in the advanced options flyout. In the next video, we're going to be looking at gradients. We're also going to look at gradient swatches, and we're going to take a closer look at some of the docking menus.